All right, the Green Bay Packers have had absolutely enough, and in this video, we're going to break down just this Packers-Bears matchup and how ridiculous the Chicago Bears, machismo is when they've really been outplayed in 2 games. You're tuning into the NFC North dudes. We're actually NFC North guys. Ben, Paul, and we're taking you through all the news. Paul, how you living?
Living my best life. I never expected the Bears to be here in the playoffs, but I'm pumped. We haven't seen Bears playoff football in a while. I'm ready to go.
You know who has seen playoff football? Jordan Love and LaFleur, which is why all of the bravado coming out of Chicago, I just do not understand. And if you take a look at what all of the Green Bay Packers are playing, this is the matchup that they had in their dream scenario of what was going to happen at this point. Seeing Christian Watson coming out and saying we have a chance to end this overly braggadocious team that really has lost 7.5 quarters to the Packers all season long. Coming in and thinking they have a shot. Also seeing, obviously, Nixon saying the same thing. They didn't want anyone but the Chicago Bears. And then really, I think one of the X factors here is obviously the new addition that the Chicago Bears have in an all-pro corner and Trevon Diggs, who when he is out there essentially looks like he is his brother. Like he is a receiver. And when Caleb Williams is throwing those balls up, it's not a 50-50 ball. It's Trevon Diggs' ball. How are you feeling about the addition to Diggs, and does that scare you as a Bears fan?
Truthfully, I might have a little bias here as our Bears guy, but I'm not super afraid of Trevon Diggs. I think if the Packers get past the Bears, I think he's somebody who could make a huge impact. He just makes big plays all over the field. But the one thing the Bears have done super well this year is they protect the football. Caleb Williams doesn't turn it over a whole lot. There aren't a lot of 50-50 balls. He throws a lot into the ground, throws a lot out of bounds. He does protect it pretty well. So I think the Bears are going to be fine. But I do think Trevon Diggs was a big get for them. And if they get past this game, I could see them having a big pick six and a big moment or something. He's definitely that typical ball hawk, make a big play type guy.
Yeah, I just think if you take a look at the last time these teams matched up, did you feel like as a Chicago Bears fan that you dominated that game, or do you feel more like you eked out by the skin of your teeth?
Being honest, obviously, the Bears eked that one out by the skin of their teeth. To me, the big thing is the Bears, they got to get off the field on defense, and that's my biggest fear as a Bears fan is this Packers team, they have so many weapons. Josh Jacobs is going to be fully healthy. I think Wicks is out, but still with Jaden Reed back and Watson and Dobbs, and maybe even we see a little more Matthew Golden, we'll see. But it's a lot of weapons, and the Bears have not been getting off the field on third down. And I think what's been happening for the Bears offense is then once they're they just spend so much time on the sidelines because the defense can't get off the field that Caleb struggles to get into a rhythm, and then you see what you saw in that last Packers game where it's fourth quarter before he really starts to feel it.
Yeah, I just think obviously the momentum at this point in the season, losing your last game to a Detroit Lions team that had absolutely nothing to play for, and here you have this chance to kind of do a victory lap and end at Soldier Field on a high note, and the Detroit Lions, you just could not move the ball against them, and the stats don't lie about the playoff experience, and there's levels to this, and reluctantly I agree that Caleb Williams is going to be a franchise quarterback, but I do think there's levels to it, and I think the pressure that he's going to feel in his first playoff game is very different, and you've heard every single franchise quarterback from Tom Brady to Josh Allen just talking about how playoff football is completely different than regular season football. What is your confidence level going into this game?
I feel good about Caleb. I think you're right. Playoff football is a different animal, and until you see somebody do it, you truly never know. There's going to be that element of the unknown. But I do feel confident in the fact 6 come from behind victories this year. He's been making all when the pressure is on, that's when he's been at his best. So it does give me some confidence heading into the playoffs that now the pressure is really on for the entire game. He's been at his best with the pressure on, so I'm hoping we're going to get to see that.
Does any part of you have doubts about Ben Johnson's ability to call games in the play? Very, very little playoff wins, and I just look at a coach like LaFleur who has the pelts on the wall and the playoff victories, and even going back to his time as a coordinator, the Lions would always flame out in the playoffs. Does that coaching battle right now, if you could change coaches, Ben Johnson for LaFleur, would you do it?
I wouldn't for sure. And that's not to dog on LaFleur. I think he's one of the best coaches in the NFL. Like, I hate the Packers, but I have a ton of respect for LaFleur. Like, I think he's a very good coach. I just have all the belief in the world in Ben Johnson. I know they lost in, I think it was the NFC Championship game last year with the Lions, but their defense gave up 45 points because they were so injured. The offense played a pretty good game, and Goff threw 5 picks in that game, which, I mean, like you can put sometimes interceptions are on the play calling, but sometimes the quarterback's just got to be better. And Caleb Williams isn't throwing 5 picks tomorrow.
Well, we'll see. How do you think the weather impacts this game? To me, I think the other massive part of this game is, do you, with a straight face, think that the Green Bay Packers are going to lose 5 straight games? Like, you have, essentially, the Packers are coming off of a bye week with, I think, the coach who has the stats to prove that he is elite. And you got a healthy Jacobs, a healthy Jordan Love, and a team that is fired up in a way that I haven't seen in a long time. I just think the Packers aren't losing 5 games in a row, Paul.
It's hard to imagine, and truthfully, as a Bears fan, pretty scarred my whole life from, like, every time the Bears have a big moment, the rug gets pulled. Like, I will never forget watching the NFC Championship game where Cutler gets hurt and Caleb Haney comes in, and I'll never forget that Week 17, winner takes the division, and Aaron Rodgers hits Randall Cobb with who knows what the Bears secondary was doing. I feel like some of my best moments as a Bears fan, those seasons have been ended by the Packers. So I like that darkness has been hanging over me all week. And I'm hoping they can, save me from having to deal with that another time. I do think they have the team to do it. But it's just there's so much unknown with their defense right now. I really believe in their offense. I really believe in Caleb. But their defense has just not been getting off the field. And then Caleb is somebody, he needs to be in rhythm. Like, that's what got them in the Lions game. Yes, the offense didn't score much in the first half, but the offense just wasn't on the field much. And, I know their first drive, they had, a 3rd and 2. He hits his receiver in the chest, and it's dropped, and they're off the field. And next thing you know, first 12 minutes in the game, he's thrown 1 pass, and he just can't get in rhythm. So they need this defense to step it up. And with Kyler Gordon coming back, I really hope he's a really good tackler, and I think there's very few corners that impact the run game. He's one of them. So I hope that's a big part for the Bears in just getting the Packers off the field. So that, because I think if Caleb gets in rhythm and this running game gets in rhythm, like the Packers run D, and I hate for injuries to be a factor. I'd love if both teams were healthy, but with Micah Parsons and Devontae Wyatt both out, this Packers front 7 has just not been the same, and teams have been running all over them.
Yeah, no, I agree with that, and the Bears running game is nothing to mess with, but I just think playoff football is different. I think the Bears for 2 weeks have been walking around with the cheese grater hats on their heads, and they've just messed with the wrong team, and they're messing around and finding out. Weather is going to play a huge part in this game, and it's really who's going to run the ball better. And the Bears run game has been solid, but I just trust a healthy Josh Jacobs coming back. But we are breaking it all down here on NFC North, dude. So make sure you are subscribed to this channel. If the Packers win after, we'll be dropping a video. I'll be dropping a video. If the Bears win, Paul's going to
I'll be there.
Yep. And like and subscribe. Go Pack, go.
Oh, come on. Bear down. Bear down, baby.